also like to use a feat of mine, which is the champion tier feat of the Rising Phoenix champion tier form, which is once per day as a free action, double the healing you get when you heal using a recovery from any effect.
What page is that on? Remind me.
That is page champion tier forms
76. Once per day
Yes.
as a free action, double the healing you get. All right.
So that will be 8d12
Plus triple your con.
plus 6, and that doubled
Yes.
for 128 points of healing.
Okay. Aurelia is restored to full life. Her body is ready.
I feel very invigorated.
Oh, yes. She is so determined here, and she will make sure that Auxilia sees just that, how little Aurelia cares about whatever she's doing here.
Okay. It is now the Gloom's turn. She will, in her dazed state, quickly push herself off the stairs and activate her special Reversal of Fate ability. Once per full healed as a quick action, she steals the escalation die. Until the end of the battle, she gains an attack bonus equal to the die's value when it's stolen. Your escalation value goes back down to 0. And she uses her fucking evil tiger magic to take it and put it in her bag.
It's not even a physical thing, or a spiritual.
I know. And then, rather than attempting to hit you with all of the other things, perhaps in a bit of panic, she just tries to focus on your mind again, and is a straight-up rend mind attack. 22 versus mental defense.
That hits.
15 second damage, and Aurelia is once again confused. The lightning effect has actually... Yes, that would be at a -1, because she has the escalation die now, so a 21 would hit your mental
Isn't she
defense.
like dazed?
I've just factored that in. It's a -4,
okay.
but she has a +3 from the escalation die, for a net -1. 22 minus 1 is 21.
That hits.
Yes, so Aurelia goes back to being confused.
Hate you.
She is no longer dazed. Escalation die will go up to 1. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yes, the ranch.
Yes, the ranch.
The arena ranch.
It's like a
sure.
slur for this druided conclave.
It's a
is it?
rodeo, yeah.
Yes.
Circus.
Aelor actually looks over at the High Druid, and his corpulent says, "You know, I do apologize for this. I did not want it to come down to this. But I think that you and I will have to resolve our differences before tonight." Shana does not provide a verbal answer. Instead, she cracks her knuckles and immediately throws out a stream of lightning at Aelor, which the Draco Druid ends up absorbing and laughing at as his body crackles with energy. The Aelor will call back, "Ajax, come, get the orb while I'm busy with her." And the High Druid will actually look to to all 7 of you up here, and and says, "Protect the orb. I'll deal with him."
Sure, just give it to me.
It's currently she has dropped it in the middle of the plateau.
Right. Initiative.
Because they will be busy as well, and you folks, other PCs, can roll for initiative.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. 17.
Oh yeah, 19.
13.
Oh.
Geráck's body is fucking ready for this.
Your level to initiative.
No, there are some notifications for you folks. First off, you guys are going to have a full round here on the middle of the plateau to prepare yourselves before anyone actually gets in range. Because, the Draco Druid's words have to carry, and then Ajax's people have to actually, make a response and travel across the fucking arena. It's quite massive. just to even get within faraway distance of the plateau. It's also worth noting that while I have drawn out a battle grid, it takes 2 move actions to move off of the plateau.
Right.
Because you are on an elevated position and people do have to run up a rampway to get onto that square.
Yeah, so it also takes
makes
2 to
sense.
get on there, right?
Yes, it takes 2 to get on or 2 to get off.
Otherwise
I
it would
don't
be
suppose
like
there's
the
any-
hole.
Yes, your NPCs are handling, basically dealing with, basically trying to keep the plateau clear from any interferers, both flyers and non-flyers. In the upcoming minute or 2, a number of individuals will start rushing the plateau as fighting breaks out all across the Colosseum, as individuals from amongst all the factions and gatherings throw off their prosthetics and disguises and suddenly dip into warfare with much zeal and gusto. The same rules involving natural 19s and 20s and natural 1s and 2s apply to you as well down here, and they also apply to your enemies. Any enemies who get a natural 19 or 20 will also be able to impose a minor effect on you. Perhaps a swarm of bees or hornets will suddenly descend upon you, or a dragon body will go plummeting onto the plateau, causing minor destabilization. Shit like that is all possible. There will definitely be breaks in between battles, but you most likely will not have enough time for a quick rest. That would require having 5 minutes of uninterrupted peace, and right now, doesn't look like there's any peace. At any time, you can take a campaign loss to end a battle, so you can get a quick rest. In exchange for taking a quick rest, one of your NPC companions up there, you get to pick, will die.
No.
In addition to that, the battle between Aelor and the High Druid herself will be subtly influenced.
We will not allow anyone to die.
Yes.
Leave no one behind.
At any point, instead of just choosing to take a quick rest, you could take a campaign loss, take the Orbistorms, and leave.
Right.
So remember how the Archmage gave us that heal,
Just
right?
like let the High Druid just like die, and then Aelor and
No.
Auxilia win and take over. Yeah.
So Archmage, good news, we brought you this orb. Bad news, war started.
It's basically
At
the
least the
effect of
druid-
like thousands of druids are dead. That sounds like a problem that's not mine.
The remainder may be coming our way.
Good job, guys.
Yes. So those are the rules and situations involving you. We will now sort through the initiative. We'll head up to Aurelia first, who is confused again.
So, what does she do?
Continue diving.
That's one possibility. She could try to wave to the crowd in the hopes of attracting attention. Maybe start yelling out and ranting things in her confusion. She is certainly not near any allies, unless she wants to count like the druid masses of people as allies. They are really too far away. But she also cannot make an attack, really. It has to be something incoherent, an incoherent turn.
Maybe she sees like illusions everywhere and starts hitting a thing that doesn't exist or something like that.
Sure, Aurelia just basically starts like rending and tearing into the air. Get out of my head, Glue!
Blue lightning fest.
I'll kill you for what you did to my son! Okay.
Alright. I still have my other actions, right?
You still would, technically, yes.
I don't have anything to do with them though, so yeah.
Alright. Aranas, you and the rest of the people on the plateau will have a round before individuals arrive in faraway range.
All right. We have our own escalation die, I see.
You do.
Okay. I mean, okay, that's a lot going on here. What is it to pick up the Orber Storms? Like, have it on me, basically?
You can, if you want to spend your turn doing that, you could easily pick it up and then put it in your backpack.
Right, but, like, the thing is I can cast some spells and such, so if it didn't take my entire
It would
turn...
take your move and your standard action.
Okay, I could do that, because most of my spells are not. That might make me pretty much a target, guys. Do you think I should just defend myself with my magic for now? Or?
I mean, Geráck could maybe grab the orb then, I guess.
Yeah, but you'd want to... guess you could.
It really depends, because I can also challenge people so they can't hit you.
Yeah, I think I'll have it just because I can.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the best idea as well.
Makes
to
sense.
buff myself.
I'm the least person on sword.
Your heals are just as good on yourself, right?
Yes, they are actually. Well, I don't remember. Probably.
Neat.
But since we're gonna be close to each other, I might as well do something that's gonna be good for all of us, right? So,
Yeah.
I will invoke protection, call down the goddess's powers to defend us and our allies while we're here, and I will invoke protection
Okay.
for this battle.
All right.
And then I will pick up the orb and stash it.
Clearly,
Okay.
clearly, the High Druid also counts as an ally, right?
Well, she's probably flying in the air, turning into all kinds of things.
If she's nearby, sure.
So now all of this place, we won't get critically hit. So, though I would suggest you guys stay on here since we're kind of defending it, like king of the hill, basically.
I mean, as an archer, this feels like a great position.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's all my
And
actions.
Geráck.
Yeah. I can't really do much to prepare. All the things I have is like an champion oil, and that's gonna be probably pretty useless. I guess I could use it on my armor, but so Geráck would just probably look around a bit and see who's actually approaching, sort of preparing himself.
Sure. The massive body of warhog druids who followed Aelor down onto the floor are currently having a powwow, a discussion amongst themselves.
You go that way, I go.
They shouting orders. Because there's more than one rampway to get up here on this plateau.
Yep. Geráck then will probably look around a bit and then try to organize the NPCs that are up here with us,
Okay.
so that they won't get in the directly into the fray, basically.
All right, especially your brother, Jasmine.
Well, for now, there's not a lot she can do. However, I have some things I haven't used in a while, which I don't think I'm actually going to get some use if I don't use them now. So I might as well. Such as I have a champion tier potion of cold resistance,
Okay.
which Jasmine will down because I don't think I'm ever going to use it otherwise.
All right.
Makes sense.
If any champion tier enemies attack you, they'll have to deal with that resistance of cold. It's cold damage. There anything else?
Draw an arrow and be ready to shoot whatever moves.
Okay. Exilius, whatever moves, I can fire into the High Druid. Ah! Exilia! Ah! Wow, really is really determined. Exilia stares at her lack of healing powers. Looks at her group attack powers that don't really help her in this situation. Looks at her once per battle thing that she already used. Already stole the escalation die.
Oh, you fucked up, didn't you?
Keep you confused forever.
You know?
Stun locked.
Exilia realizes that that's not the way that she's really going to get in this situation. She will attack with her claws and bite, and these will be melee attacks that target your mental defense. The mithril claw she wears seems to be able to warp itself to target your mind directly. This will be the first attack. 16 versus mental defense is definitely a miss.
Yeah. Terrible miss.
And then the second attack,
That
25
is.
versus mental defense is 25 damage, and that is a natural even hit. She can make a rend mind attack as a free action. 25 versus mental defense.
Fuck's sake. Do I get to act at some point, please?
40 points of damage, and Aurelia will become confused again.
There's a 75% chance that he will do that every time, so...
No, it's terrible.
I don't know. I mean,
she has to hit as well, so...
yeah.
No, she doesn't.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Exilia's turn. That's a standard action. Move action. is going to disengage and like slowly begin to back up the stairs.
She's gonna get away.
Aurelia's escalation die will go to 2, even though Aurelia is not able to make an attack. Damn it, the momentum of desperation is here. Group escalation die does not change at all. But before we cycle through to the new round, let's go ahead and roll our friends here. Our first covers.
I like how Tempus would have been in the middle of them.
This
I
cube
guess
is currently
now is
being
where we
kicked
see the,
around
like-
and shit.
Ajax turns to him and he's just like, whoop.
Yes. Alright, so go ahead and roll initiative results for all of these individually.
Oh.
Rather sluggish there, Neuraxius. I think that's is that a 1 for you? No, it's a 3. Okay.
Well, it is defiant.
Of course, all of them.
Here's Defiant, yes. This will end up triggering a certain Elf Queen 6 that Aranas has rolled. We'll go
Okay.
ahead and have another little flashback scene for you here. So,
Wonderful.
we could get into the whole history and etymology of centaurs, but Aranas doesn't really have all the time to reflect on that right now, as 5 of them separate, almost leaping over like several of the benches, and begin rushing into the middle, while all the humanoids and the orcs go scatter, and your NPC allies start flinging shit at them. Centaurs divide themselves into beasts and clans. It's sort of like an emotional mindset. Beast tends to be more of a wilderness base, and clans tend to use humanoid types of name structures. They also like to spend time in Concord and Axis fighting in the arenas, whereas the wilderness type ones like to roam around and use their own wilderness type names. But there are a few centaurs who manage to separate themselves from the massively emotionally unstable state of centaurs. And some of them are welcomed into the Elf Queen's lands. One of which ends up being the biggest fucking centaur that Aranas has ever seen in his entire life. Easily looming over all the others, and the centaurs are as big as horses to begin with. This one would be bigger than, I suppose, Sir Alaric's Hugo? A Song of Ice and Fire. Perhaps a small elephant, yes. This Neuraxius the Defiant is one such entity who managed to separate himself from the constant demands of the hoof or the hand, as the centaurs call it, and the Elf Queen welcomed him into her forest for a time. He is both a capable magician and a melee fighter. In particular, he, as do all centaurs, and Aranas would know this, are very capable at moving and fighting on the move. They are moving combatants. They have armor class bonuses versus opportunity attacks, and they only take half damage even if they are hit by opportunity attacks. Neuraxius is also a master of both cold and fire, and eventually he left the Elf Queen's forest once he supposedly found the third way. Whatever the fuck that meant. If there was no other way but the hoof or the hand. He also has an amazing ability to analyze someone in the moments before they make an attack, because they might telegraph their moves, or not fully dedicate themselves. Mechanically, this translates to rugged defenses. If you attack Neuraxius, if you've used another action before you make the attack, he gets +4 to all of his defenses. Yes. His eyes have the power to burn, and his hands have the power to freeze. Meanwhile, the rangers are armed with long bows, and the champions are armed with two-handed swords.
Right.
Of course they are.
We can see the champions' HP and stats, by the way.
That's okay. They're mostly irrelevant.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. You can see how easy they are to hit. Now you know. It's embedded into your mind.
Yeah, I will never forget.
Yes. As I told someone in the comments, sometimes God makes errors in favor of the players, sometimes God makes errors against the player.
It happens.
Aurelia is confused again. She is within nearby, though not engaging, Exilia the Gloom, as the Rakshasa has backed up the stairs.
Just
Well-
go for the amulet.
Flailing about, I guess. Is she going towards the amulet?
Well, it was dropped up there on the staircase, although it might be difficult to find in the massive scuffle that's taken place, as now, like, halflings are, like, fighting and shoving each other, and one of the fucking dragons, a green one, is coming down to have a snack.
Well, she won't really do anything here then. No
Alright.
point engaging.
Okay, Aurelia stands around in her stupor. She is confused until the end of Exilia's next turn, of course. The Centaur champions. Rear up. Nay. That's not what they say. I'm just being silly.
Which that's enthusiasm as well.
Yes, nay. They will both charge up to the ramp with a move action and spend another move action getting halfway up the ramp.
Alright.
Fucking too far. Aranas.
Alright then. Time to do more magic. Now, since this is a battle where we're going to be defending a lot, guys, which defense do you think we're going to be attacked the most to?
This will be multiple battles.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so the spells I use this battle won't last over to the next one.
That's right.
Exactly.
You won't be able to take a quick
that's
rest, but battle. Like,
Shitty.
So
All right.
once per battle, things will.
Yeah, and that's why I want to use recharge things, of course.
Yeah.
If I have anything
like the
that's
Invocation
good.
of Protection, for example, has already been used for this
Yep.
battle.
All right. No, I should have realized that. Well, that narrows my. I won't do what I expected to do then. Instead, I can begin by saying, "Dark, why don't you use a basic attack as a free action?
Sure, basic attack is a free action.
Because it's free."
Sure. I see a Centaur Ranger over there.
Yes, there are two of them.
I pick number 2.
Damn it. Why? Why would you do this to number two?
Number 2, you get a present.
Ouch. Ow.
Nice present.
Ow. Is there anything else you're gonna put on that?
It's basic attack, I can't.
Yep.
Right.
It has to just be like basic, boring
Right.
thing.
The Ranger is nearly knocked down, heavily staggered, nearly dead from like an arrow that's placed near its neck.
Bleed in the
And then I
shoulder.
suppose I shall weigh the odds.
Holy
It's
fuck!
D4.
How many druids are gonna be fighting each other in this damn Colosseum, Aranas?
He knows exactly how many.
These are centaurs. That's basically where he thinks about all the information he
yes.
just got.
Yes.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
blabbles it out.
Centaur
4
Ranger
points.
number 1.
All right.
Saw that shit. Wants nothing to do with like Master Archer up there. Centaur Ranger number 1 shoots at Jasmine.
Sure.
Hup.
That is a hit.
That is a natural 16 plus as well. That was a very good roll for the Centaur Ranger. And so, galvanized by you dearly fucking killing his compadre in one shot, he snarls and actually ends up firing 2 arrows. The second arrow will also fly for Jasmine.
Sure.
That is less than stellar. That 30, by the way, was a natural 19. And so, in the process of the first shot also ends up coming one of the cackling gnome druids from on the ground ends up like giggling and sending like a swarm of hornets up the fucking like the plateau.
Hornets!
Yes, Jasmine is dazed for a round as the hornets fucking like start harassing her. She will take a -4 to her attack rolls
Sure.
until
My hair!
until the end of her next turn.
Hornets!
Geráck, that happened.
Yeah. Well, I guess Geráck will throw an axe at someone. How far does those reach? Like nearby, or
You could get sent on too, right?
An axe at someone. Roll a d1000.
I mean, like normally the book like wants to like stick like throwing weapons like that to like nearby, but I don't give a damn. You can fucking throw it.
We're on high ground.
Alright.
Yeah, you're on high ground.
Geráck will arc fire the axe after the rangers do.
All right. Oh man, you embed it like in like the other side of his neck. He is almost dead. It's screaming.
Good.
No, Seth, we should put you in the axe throwing competition.
Is there anything else you want to do this turn?
Thinking good. Just prepare for the centaur charge.
Okay. Jasmine, you're currently being harassed by hornets as the gnome druid down there kickles maniacally before he's struck down by Leon.
Move action to like run around and get away from the hornet. And as my main action, I'm going to try and avoid the hornets and shoot.
All right, who are you attempting to shoot?
I am going to go ahead and, I already given him one shot. He gets another shot from me.
Finish him
Centaur
off.
range of 2.
Yes, at your -4 penalty.
Yep.
Pretty good winter dates because you might
Well,
still kill him on a miss.
the good news is that the arrow does manage to knock into the axe, which goes the rest of the way in, and the ranger dies.
Nice
Even
shot,
though you
Jasmine.
missed.
Yeah, I meant to do that. I meant to hit the axe.
Yeah.
He only had 2 hit points left.
Yep.
Aww. Little
Jasmine
guy.
gracefully tries to avoid the hornets.
All right.
That's what makes him have to do it gracefully.
Yes, that's the end of your turn. You are no longer harassed by the hornets. You've managed to swat them enough away, and now that the gnome is dead, they can no longer really harass you.
Phew.
That ranger never got a turn.
No. Not allowed.
Exilia, still nearby. Aurelia is bleeding and showing signs of nervousness. Looks left, looks right. Uses her move action to keep backing up this.
Oh, silly Auxilia. Aurelia is always nearby you.
Well, this is supposed to be a fight to the death, huh?
Not so fun when you're not winning.
No. Exilia's pride as an abhorrently evil shape changer is going to get the best of her. And from nearby, she is going to launch herself down and fling herself at Aurelia with her claws and bite. This will target mental defense.
Don't fucking confuse me again, please.
That is a 30 versus armor class, versus mental defense, rather, for 25 points of damage. And 29 versus mental defense. That was a natural even hit, which will proc an attempt to rend your mind. And miss. As a matter of fact,
good.
well, the good news for Exilia is that she managed to land both her claws and her bite. The bad news is that one of the damn halflings she vaporized with lightning, his body continues to tumble down the stairs, knocks into Exilia, and actually knocks her prone. You are going to get a +2 bonus to attack her until she stands back up.
Okay.
Sweet.
As the tiger hisses and snarls in languages that Aurelia never learned at the monastery. Noraxius the Defiant. He, by the way, does have a fear aura, just so you know, Geráck, since I know that you're fearless and you proc that.
What a traitor.
And perhaps he recognizes the fear that you can do, or how your complete utter lack of fear. For his eyes lock on you, and his eyes also lock on Aranas, who has had the courtesy to recognize him, as he will attack you both with his searing glare. This will go against Geráck first. That is most definitely a miss.
Yep.
The searing glare goes into this rock here. Sends up like a cloud of dust right in front of his eyes. The Raxius will count as dazed until until his next round.
Yes.
Too much dust in his face.
He fucking knocked dust in his face. This pillar here is up in flames.
Laser eyes. Come on.
Jesus.
The second attack will be at a -4 against Aranas.
Oh,
That
fuck.
is a 28 versus physical defense.
There's no way. All right. Sure.
That is a natural 16+. Aranas is vulnerable to fire damage until the end of combat. That is not a save ends effect.
And Tempus has all the resistance potions in the cube.
Stuck all of mine.
The Defiant refuses to move, staring at the plateau behind the thick cloud of dust. His feet vaporized up.
Now, could you jump off this plateau and take damage and get down in one turn?
Sure!